It's your boy, Lil Ted, and it's showtime, baby.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? It's your boy Lil Ted live. Empower for a better you dig? Platform where you're able to just get everything off your chest. Everything off your chest. No hold back, no eggshells walking, none of that. You know what I'm saying? We got a special guest, my boy King Jacob. I'm about to bring him on soon. We got some hot topics to speak about coming from kings ourselves, leaders ourselves. You dig what I'm saying? So we're going to vibe out soon. But one thing I want to touch before I bring him on is I'm at a hotel, right? And I hear a lot when people say, like, you know, when you die, people forget you, right? So this situation right here actually is kind of familiar, but it made me look at life different, right? So there was a bad accident right outside the door, like boom, dang. So I walked out, and everybody that's passing by realized that there's a wreck. You know what I'm saying? And including myself and others, we stand around and wonder if everybody is okay and different things of that nature. And then I went back into the hotel. I come back, you know, like maybe an hour or so later. I come back out, and life goes on. Like the new people that just got to the area just swinging by don't know that there was a wreck. If somebody was to die, they don't know if somebody died. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then including myself, just to go back into that scenery, I'm like, dang, like an accident just happened, and life literally just the cars just passing by like it was just normal, but it was like literally a bad accident, and it made me look at life like, dang, like you just never know. But then like when you are in like people's awareness, you know what I'm saying, they notice you, but then like everybody is in their own world, you know, like it's, man, you could be forgetting about easily. I could go to that gas station and ask them like, yo, did you talk to him? How's your day going? It's going great. But somebody just it just wowed me. But anyway, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. You know, again, it's your boy Lil Terry, and I'm about to bring on King Jacob. He to me, he's a leader. He mentor a lot of kings and queens and kids. He's a businessman. I look at him as a, you know, I'm saying, like a OG in the game. You know, very strong, independent in a sense. You know, so there's somebody that you can learn from. You know, and including myself. So I ain't gonna hold you, not even a little bit. So kick back and get ready for King Jacob, man. King Jacob, what's happening? What's going on, my guy, King Jacob? King Jacob, what's happening?
What's happening, my brother? How are you?
What's up, man? What's up, man? Hey, man, it seems like it's been a long time. I was just on your show, but you know, this is my second week. You know, and I'm very happy. I'm very happy that this day is happening. You know, so you actually on my show that I just it's crazy. But anyway, man, what's going on? What you got going? Oh, look like we done lost them. Look like we done lost them. And if my connection is bad, please let me know. Please let me know if my connection is bad. If my connection is bad, please let me know. All right, so we're gonna bring her back on. We're gonna bring her right back on. What's going on? What's going on?
What's happening, brother?
Not much, man. What's happening, man? I'm doing good. I'm blessed, man.
Everything good, man. We're in the land of the living, and so that's all that matters.
You already know, man. So what you been up to, man? Tell us something that's new, man.
Work, you know. Still working for Exquisite PR firm. I had talked to Jonathan last year about putting together a men empowerment conference, and we're putting together that men empowerment conference. You know, I think that we can do some great things.
Okay. What location though?
You can smell how it smells. Ooh, it smells so good. You open the door, smell it. That's she comes up your No, you want to leave the house, stay 3 days. Lord, when she got by in there, look like house ain't nothing been done to.
Well, we're gonna allow that brother. We're gonna allow that brother to get his situation together. I see that we have some little difficulties, but guess what? Ain't nothing gonna stop us. Nothing is gonna stop us. Nothing is going to stop us. I got my notes together today. So let's speak on based on what I was speaking on previous, right? As you know, time move on. And before King and Jacob got interrupted, I would like to ask the audience, how can we, create something that's powerful, something like that, like bringing men together and and to build, a stronger community, especially involving kids. That's one thing that I want to do is like literally bring in the kids. I really want to go to the neighborhoods and gather the water boys. Even though they're aggressive, what I'm saying, they're funny at the end of the day, but it's part of our nature in a sense. But at the end of the day, I do want to hopefully like turn it into a job. You know what I'm saying? Like I do want to, hopefully turn it into a job. Okay, look like my boy back in. Okay, he's back in. Let me add him right back in. Let's try this one more time. What's going on, brother?
What's up? I'm back, man. Connection kind of acting crazy. You know how the technology is act crazy
Man,
sometimes.
you already know. It's different from in person.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what you
So
were saying about this man retreat thing?
yeah, wanted to do a men empowerment. We see a lot of women empowerment, and the men need to really come together, man. Cause it's so hard for a black male walking on American soil, and as us as black men, only the men can take the culture back to its true essence.
Got you.
Cause we have to be great leaders and great mentors, but not just black men, but from men from all different races and creeds and backgrounds. Because us men have to come together because these other men, young men, are looking at us, and they definitely need our help with these days and times of society. It just feels like you know the leadership. I'm not gonna say it's gone, but with all the
No,
the gun violence.
it's gone. It's
I mean,
it's gone.
you do have some that's really, 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 really trying their hardest, but when you don't have you know uh, men walking in unison, like I just watched the doc series of MLKX,
Uh
and
huh.
even though Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X was different, they had some similar views, and we can see why, you know, um, the powers that be that didn't want them to come together,
Hmm.
because when Malcolm X really started following the civil rights movement, they really had to get him out of here. So to have Dr. King and Malcolm X come together as one, that's powerful. So with me seeing that, I said, you know what, good brothers like yourself, like Jonathan Coleman, and several other brothers I know, like my homeboy Icon, I feel like we can make a substantial impact to really get the true essence of back where it needs to be. Because when I was growing up, a man didn't have to be in relation to you and he kin to you. If he told you to do something, you did it because you had respect for your elders. And if he ever told you to do something, he gonna call your pops, your grandpops, your uncles, and be like, "I seen him doing this, and I corrected it real quick." So I just want to let you know the type of people he's involved with, and what I seen him doing. What I mean? We don't have that. No. Now people act like they really just don't care.
Well, I would say it's more so back then. One thing I realized with the Malcolm X and Martin Luther King is that they wasn't scared to die for a purpose,
Right.
right? They wasn't afraid to die for a purpose. Nowadays, if we had Malcolm X's and the Martin Luther Kings nowadays, and we see someone getting attacked, you know, we seeing a sister getting, you know, her name, um, well, mistreated in a sense, or we see a brother or you know other races fighting on the block. There's no recording, you know what I'm saying, but there's no laughing at it. If you go, what I'm saying, like that, like they gonna be in the mix. You feel what I'm saying, of breaking it up or something. There's no more. It'll be more walking than it is talking. So let me ask you this: if this is the idea, and you feel as though that us men is the top of the chain when it comes down to leadership, how can we make that happen? Less talking, more walking. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm a spiritual being. And I'm not afraid. I'm no longer afraid to speak my truth of however I feel, what I think, in my opinion. It's not to say that everything that I say is correct. How I feel is correct. But at the end of the day, I would love to be a part of movements or create a movement of walking instead of talking. Social media has hid a lot, I would say a lot of people. Social media has hid a lot of people. We can talk a lot on social media. We can talk a lot on social media, but how much walking are we doing in the community? So that's my question to you. How can we get that started?
I think that we can get that started as far as bringing like-minded individuals together, and it has to start in different cities. You know what I mean? Like a coalition, like one conglomerate, and we got to have conversations, and people don't understand that we got to have conversations with political figures. We got to make them folks understand because the bills are being passed, the laws are being passed. Me and you can't pass a bill, but we can be that assistance. Like I'm gonna tell you, one rapper in Atlanta that's always at these meetings, whether it be a county council meeting, a city council
Mm-hmm.
meeting, board of education meeting. This is what Killer Mike stands for, and I know for a fact that Killer Mike would love a like-minded brother like yourself because you right there in Atlanta.
I just gotta rub the elbows. I have not met anybody as of yet when it come down to the mindset that I'm encountering in a sense. I don't even know where this stuff is coming from. I have not read books or anything like that. It just naturally, it's like a natural passion that I developed, and I'm starting to love it because I'm just so sick of tired of us people saying, and when I say us people, I'm not saying black, white, Chinese, or Arab. I'm talking about just people in general. We always trying to point the fingers over here or over there, or we can't do this because of this or that. No, if you say that you want to do this, and I say I want to do this, let's come together. Let's come up with an idea and let's walk. So we want to hold a meeting. We have platforms in our fingertips now. All we gotta do is go to Eventbrite, or we can set up some things on a website, or create some flyers to pass out in the streets, and hold a community type outreach event. You know what I'm saying? Allow them to come in and we talk to them. We get their opinion and see what can we do to help them. What are they looking for? Because at the end of the day, one thing we realize is that we're waiting for the president or the mayor or the governors, people that's not in the streets. We in the streets. We know what's going on. We live in it day by day. So how can we get inside the streets? Same way we did with the MLK. The same exact way we did with the MLK. We could do it without the MLK. We don't need uh, um, uh, uh, a big platform to make noise. We just don't. That's just my opinion. So with everything that I said, how can we just make noise without waiting?
Well, we can easily make noise. We're making on this podcast. So, and I just really think we are the platform. We are the brand. We are the brand management for community awareness, community development, and community outreach. We are that, and the men and women got to stand as one, because without them, there's no us, and without us, there's no
It's
them.
them.
It can't be any division. Anything that has division ends up in failure. So we can't have any of that.
Say the last part again.
Anything that ends up in division has failure written upon it. And so we can't have any division. We have to unify. We got to move in unison. We got to move as
Yes.
one. And and
Yes.
and, and, and we got to come to a intellectually, a emotional, a mentally, and a spiritual level where we think alike. Our mind coexists with one another. I feed off your idea. It's such an intellectual statement. It make me go home and instantly start writing. And I'm writing it on my legal pad, but I'm typing it up and sending it to you. And I'm asking you, how can we discuss this? How can we make this move? What are your thoughts? Let's come together as one.
Got you. So with all that being said, right? I'm right now. I'm in Brattlton. It's with my nonprofit organization fundraising at the stadium, Lecon Park, to raise funds. To help kids and families in the community. So that's where I'm down here right now. I'm about to get ready to head back to Atlanta. Excuse me. But my question to you is, right? I'm in Atlanta, and you're in South Carolina, correct?
Yes.
Or South Carolina. Okay, that's two states. Do you feel as though there's a problem where you're at?
I feel there's a problem nationwide.
I'm just saying, like I'm talking about just attacking where your foundation is. So you stay where you at, and you have a person that you're talking to right now. So my question is, I'm in Georgia, and then I can reach out to you, be like, yo, okay, I'm thinking about doing a huddle. Let's do an event. It could be
Hmm.
where I'm at. It could be where you at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then we plan that event to invite the community out. Once we invite the community out, we have a lead. And with those leads is opinions. People's able to get get things off their chest. They're pointing out their feelings. And then we can't be scared to make things happen. We can't. We quick to hold signs and march. You feel what I'm saying? When a police shoot down one of our kinds, you know what I'm saying? We'll burn down a Taco Bell or Burger King, but we don't necessarily do the marching when we need to do the marching. We need to do marching every day.
I do understand that. I do understand that. And with you being so intelligent as you are, man, and being a real analytical person, man, and what the marketing is one thing, but doing that paperwork is a whole nother thing. That penmanship, you know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
so you have to be a diverse thinker when it comes to the community development. Especially with all the gentrification that you have, and especially when when you have um I have a family of law enforcement officials that's in my family, and
Okay.
so being any type of law enforcement is frowned upon, whether you're a correction officer, whether a deputy
A
sheriff, or
bad
whether
rep.
whether
Yeah.
you're a detective. But at the same time, um, I understand the measures of law enforcement, and I understand this, because I'm a scribe in law abiding citizens, so I understand that everybody has the same chance to go out there and do right. Why is it so hard to do right and so easy to do wrong? I just wonder, do people ask themselves that?
Glorified. It's just glorified. It's followers. It's more followers than leaders. That's just we don't have enough leaders that's willing to speak up. But one thing I want to touch on is if we figure out a way to get our sisters to believe in us again and to trust us again, um, it's I mean, we're gonna be unstoppable once we get the sisters back. Our queens back. Because right now the government polluted that. They became they baby daddies. If you look at it,
Yeah.
the government has became these women baby daddies, literally, and they allowing that to happen. And it might be because of lack of trust in the men in the community. What they putting out, what they represent, how they call out women name. You know what I'm saying? They abusing them and hitting them. We glorifying it. So
You right.
that's
Yeah.
just my take on that.
Okay. Okay. Well, you're right. So me, you, and brother Jonathan and my man Icon, we definitely gonna talk about some things, man. And I got a good brother that I want to plug you with, by the name of Minister Todd out there in Atlanta, man. Minister Todd is a person who went from a drug addiction in the streets to really changing his life over, man, and with the with the transition level of finding God, he's made a substantial impact, in the community, through his church family, through his community, and you know, uh, being a great father as well. So, we had him on the show last week. So I definitely want to plug you with him. And I feel like you and him can make a great impact together. And just wanted to get you with as many like-minded individuals as I can. That's my job as your big brother.
Hey, all it takes is walking. That's walking right there. That's walking. And I'll be ready.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'll be
Now,
ready.
now, what's so interesting to me is me and you conversating about this, but I do want to say that we're gonna talk more about this. But I was on your show last week in the comment section.
Uh-huh.
Boy, boy, boy.
Hey,
You
hey.
you 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 open up. Hey, listen, man. You had some people glued in some of them comments. I seen them sisters talking about. Listen, they was paying close attention.
Hey, so look, of course they was. And controversy gonna start anything. But I only had one question for my queens is what does true love mean to them? I asked these queens outside my platform. I asked them in the streets, and they don't necessarily know how to define true love. What's a real man? They don't know what a real man is. Because if they really wanted a real man, they could be a boring life. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't define what a real man is. They just can't. And that's all I was asking. And they spoke about caring. They spoke about respect. They spoke about you spoke about empathy, and somebody had repeated that. Um, but my thing is, okay, we say in all these categories, but what is it that y'all want? What is it that y'all want? And then I spoke on condition and unconditional. Is it conditional or unconditional? Back in the day, it was more unconditional than conditional, or you can say it was conditional than unconditional because the women stayed at home, the man went to work, but the most women back in the day knew that their man was maybe cheating and different in nature, but they didn't say nothing because they were providers.
I just got one question though. Do
Go ahead.
women do women love God more than they ever can love their man?
Do
And do women love God more than they ever can love their man? And before the mental and emotional, how much do you spiritually love your man? Like, is he God driven, and is he the one that the God designed for you, or do the emotions and the infatuation and the sexual ties take over? Then really you and him sit down praying together and really understanding what the scripture says about man and woman. Like, do a woman and her man have those type of conversations? And
Well, I'm a,
and are those conversations important to a woman?
I can tell you this from my point of view, right? I truly okay. So I'm gonna go to the comment, right? I'm gonna go to the comment. It says, I truly feel okay. I'm a Nima, shining Nima, shining star I hope I'm saying that right. Nima shining star I she said, I truly feel as if a real man is everything that you want, but more of what God feels that you need. I truly feel as if a real man is everything that you want, but more of what God feels that you need. Okay, I would have to break. I would need that broken down.
Can you put that comment on the screen?
I can start a comment. I don't know how to do all that. Hold on. Let me see.
All right, okay.
Yeah, you know, I'm
Yeah,
new to this.
it was just on there. Yeah, I see it.
Okay. There you go. There you go. So before you answer that, I'm a, and this is where my take is at, right? When it comes down to God, my first thing is love. God is love. I'm a spiritual being, so God is love, right? So to me, God is love to me. So my job really is to move through life with love. I'm here to love. Now I'm not a perfect entity. I'm not a perfect being. You know what I'm saying? I have done some things in my relationship that I wish that I could take back. We here 15 years marriage and 17 years strong. But at the end of the day, I move through life with love. God is love, so I move with love. So that's just my take. So if you don't love God, you know what I'm saying, or look at God as love, then how can you love the next person? That's just my take.
Okay, so with her saying what she said, does the power of that man being bring you peace? Does it bring you fulfillment? Does it make you feel committed? And also, does his love impact your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual awakening? And do you value his love where you feel like your nephews, your little brothers, your first cousins can learn something from how impactful that man is?
Okay, so Nima, I'm gonna ask you a question. Nima. If you're still on this live, with everything King Jacob just said, right? What if a man was that to a woman? I have seen this over and over and over. But women nowadays are after more. Nowadays, that man can really have a good job, but that job may not be able to get y'all a Bentley or a house on a hill at the moment. But then when you go around the block and you see your friends living a life that you want to live, then y'all want to make a problem. But this man is going to work. He's not cheating. He comes home. You know his every move. He's not in the streets. As y'all say y'all want the mess in the streets. He's not in the streets. He get back up. He go to work. He come home. But most of these women, that's not enough. That's not enough. So how do we explain that? And vice versa. It's not just only on the women. Men too. There's some nice women out there that holds it down. But they don't hold it down the way that we want. Because we want more. So we always point fingers at the person. You feel what I'm saying? But can we point fingers at ourselves?
That's an interesting question. That's a very interesting question. And and from a therapeutic point of view, is there healing in the relationship? And when I say is there healing,
When you say healing, like
I
fresh air,
no no no
going
no
on
no
dates.
no. When I say healing, the type of man or woman that that person may be used to, this new person is refreshing. So is that helping them heal to get a more mental aspect of being in a relationship, a more emotional aspect where I can open my emotions up freely, or a more spiritual aspect that he or she loves God more than he ever could love me. And I understand that the jewels that the kingdom have dropped, then this person was designed for me. In all my years, I've been missing out on greatness because I've been choosing the wrong people.
Yeah, people. I have heard a lot of people say they chose the wrong person. This is my opinion, my take. I don't think um someone is meant for somebody. That's just my take, Lil Terry's take. That's just my opinion. I don't think nobody is meant for somebody. Now, can you grow into somebody? Like as a relationship, can y'all grow over the years? Because you have to learn that person. You have to grow with that person. You have to cherish that person. You have to respect that person. You have to open up dialogues of communication. You have to ask questions. One thing that I learned, um, listen to Dr. Omar. He said, most of us don't look at the foundation. What's the foundation, little Terry? Well, the foundation is the parents, the grandparents. How was they? How was who? Where they come from? How was they treated? Was they abused? Is they mentally stable? You know what I'm saying? Well, did they struggle? Did they come from poverty? Did they come from the suburbs? Did they have money all the time? Did they get their way? We don't ask these important questions. So when we date these humans, in a sense, you can't say that we not meant to be because you didn't ask those questions. I didn't either. I was 20 years old. But I'm thankful that every year or 6 months, there's something new to go after. We read date, we read learning. When I got on this right here, like these thoughts and trying to save the world in a sense, or going against the grain, as they say, my wife looked at me like, what's your problem? What you on? Then when she started reading and following my footsteps in a sense and made it become hers, you know what I'm saying, and doing her own research and her own, Googling and finding things within herself. I always tell her, don't live life because of me. Don't do nothing because of me. Don't take what I say. Go look it up yourself. Go get your own healing. Go get your own spirituality. Don't get your own love. What I have is not necessarily meant for everybody. My world and your world may be different. But if we come together and share each other's world, it might be a powerful thing. That's what I'm on. Today, as relationships, are we ready to connect each other's world and share those thoughts and those goals and those achievements? You feel what I'm saying? Are we able to share the room? Are we? That's my question. Are we? What's y'all take?
But when you say go back to the foundation,
Mm-hmm.
and when you say that you don't think anybody's meant to be, so I'm gonna say from my experience,
You know what I mean by foundation, right?
I do,
Okay.
and so I'm gonna say when you say you don't think nobody choose the wrong person or you meant to be, but I'm gonna say that before my pops passed, my parents was together 40 years, and you don't be with somebody 40 years if it's not meant to be. And my pops told me the first time he met my mom, he knew he was gonna marry her. And so, with that being said, there has to be some conviction in your spirit, or a spiritual presence about that person,
Mhm.
or a emotional. Hang on for a minute, Terry. Keep on talking.
Okay. I'm gonna speak on this. I love what Nima just said, and I hope that you're still on. I love what you just wrote in this comment. When speaking of love, material things should never come into question. I feel sorry for those type of people. And that is my argument. That is my argument. There are men and there are women. There are true kings and there are queens. There are true leaders that's ready to take on a responsibility in these relationships and marriages. But this man or this woman can be working at Taco Bell, Burger King, McDonald's, a warehouse job, UPS, whatever you claim. 10 hours a day, 13 hours a day, it does not matter. They working. They come home. Now y'all know these nowadays the bills is high. The bills are high. It's not how they used to be. Every time y'all ask for a raise, they're gonna raise the rent. They're gonna raise the honey buns. They're gonna raise the insurance. Every time you ask for a raise. So this brother or this sister, no matter what the race is, go out and work. And they come home feeling good that they provided. But what they worked may only cover the bills. May only cover the bills. And you might have a little bit extra over. Then you have some people on top of that looking outside on social media, especially social media, looking at cars, the BMWs, the Nikes that they want, that's $300 something, the vacation that they want to do. Instead of coming to that husband of theirs or that wife of theirs or that girlfriend or that boyfriend, no matter what the status is, y'all are together. Y'all sit down and y'all talk about how can y'all plan for this trip. Y'all don't be at people's necks and throats talking about people and trying to bring them down because their job don't pay enough. Come together. Come up with a budget. Save. Wife of mine's, husband of mine's. Let's talk about, I want to do this trip in October. It's now April. Let's figure out how much we need to save. You feel what I'm saying? To make this trip. Our honeymoon is about to get ready to come up. We don't have that no more. We belittling who we're dating. Why? Why are we belittling who we're dating? It don't make no sense at all. It makes no sense. Yes, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Share it, comment, and hit the like button. Please support the channel. Please support the channel. But at the end of the day, y'all, look, we just got to do better as people. We got to do better as people. And I am the one that's still fighting to this day. I'm 35 years old, and I want to be changed every day. I want to make somebody smile every day. I want to give love to somebody every day. Every day. Because somebody right now don't have this type of feeling, this grin, this happiness. Period. They don't have it. If you're able to walk today, be thankful. If you're able to talk today, be thankful. We should not be belittling people that we say that we love. We should not belittle the people that we say we love. especially in a relationship. Those the ones that's gonna have your back way quicker than the people that's in the streets. Trust me. Trust me. And another thing I want to touch on, right? This is another thing I want to touch on. It's funny. Speaking about relationships, and I hope there's a lot of women and men, y'all, you know, so y'all can comment too. Appreciate the comments. Is there a across the line when it come down to when it come down to where you can take a person on a date in a relationship, or is there across the line? Like is Applebee's across the line? Like you know cross the line for going to Applebee's, IHOP, Waffle House on a first date? On the first date? Is that crossing the line? I can't take you to go. Hey, McDonald's got a $10 a meal combo. It's $10. I spent 20 something dollars at McDonald's on our first date. You get cheeseburgers and fries, the same thing that you get at Wingstop. Is it because of the fancy place? Is it the name of the brand? You're getting the same thing. It's just the first date. I don't know you. You don't know me. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I'm trying to figure out what is going on nowadays when it comes down to these relationships, man. What happened to love? What happened to love? Naomi, I appreciate you. I appreciate you for tuning in. I really do. I appreciate you for tuning in. You are amazing. You are amazing. Kim, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? And I got to get back to this one right here. I know I missed you. I'm very, very sorry. I'm very, very sorry. But I'm gonna get back to this, and let me jump back on the topics. Let me get back. David Lipman. David Limpman. Let me get back on this, right? And I remember what we was talking about. It's the brainstorming of people. I'm gonna put it on the screen. It's the brainstorming of people. They don't know any better. They mimic what they see and hear in the media and in their communities. Ignorance, basically. I used to be offended by the word ignorance. Now I understand that if you don't know something, they consider it ignorance. So it don't necessarily mean that you're dumb. You could be the smartest person, but ignorance is something. I have learned that. I have learned that. So brainwash. They have been brainwashing us for years. I kid you not. They have been brainwashing us for years. It's nothing new. It's nothing new. We've been brainwashed for years. And you're correct. It's a gift and a curse when it comes down to media. But the media has turned the world into a gimmick. It's just a wannabe platform. Everybody want to be this and want to be that. It's a wannabe platform. You got to go back to your reality after when you're done being a wannabe. It's a wannabe platform. That's just my take on that. Let me bring back my boy King Jacob. See what he got.
Now, I'm listening. I'm listening to you, bro. I'm listening
Yes,
to you.
sir.
Now, all the turmoil that you have in relationships and people talking to their friends, whether it's women or men, and belittling that person. How can I belittle you when I say I love you? Like, if I want to talk to somebody, it's not going to be a friend. If I want to talk to somebody about a situation and explain them the situation that's going on, I'm not going to belittle you. I'm going to ask them what do they think and how should I get if I don't understand. I'm gonna talk to somebody who has been in a relationship or been married for 20 years or more because they done seen it all. And anybody know anything
Oh
about
my God.
marriage, and anybody know anything about marriage, they know marriage ain't easy, man. Marriage is a lot of hurdles, obstacles, challenges, and overcoming a lot, but standing together strong as one. And there's a
So
lot of ulterior motive with people that smile in your face when you're going through stuff. That person always wanting to take your spot. It's not genuine. And so you
now,
got to
go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
watch out for the false pretense of there for you. Like, why does he treat her so well? Or why is she so for him? He struggled for this amount of times, but you don't know behind the scenes on how that person has built that person up and lifted that person up when their own family wouldn't do it. And so therefore, the commitment and the loyalty is always gonna be there because when everybody look for them to fall, that person stayed by their side, stayed steadfast, and made sure that they understood that tough tough times don't last, but tough people do.
Some people do. My question is this, right? To you and to the audience, I'm glad that you brought that up. Nowadays, and I don't know back then, 35 years old, but I have heard this a lot of times. When you're in a relationship and you feel as though that there's somebody outside of the relationship that can help you, is it wrong to step out of your relationship to ask for advice or get mentorship for someone that can maybe save your marriage or save your peace or save your relationship or just save your bond with someone because maybe the way that you feel or the way that you think may not be the right place, might not be the right decision at that moment. But is it wrong for someone to go some is it wrong for someone in a relationship to go outside of a relationship to go ask for advice?
But this is what I'm gonna say: lack of understanding can cause a lot of toxic behavior and turmoil. So if I'm asking my homeboy, I've been homeboys with since we've been homeboys since we was in the sandbox, but he's never been married. So
Mm-hmm.
how would you understand what I'm going through in my marriage? And I've been married for 25 years, and you ain't never came close to being married.
But
You
I'm
know,
okay.
shit. So
I
so
can tell you.
shit. So
Go ahead. Go
shouldn't
ahead.
shouldn't you be like, hey Jacob, man, homie, for real, bro. I understand where you coming from, but I don't know her, so I don't know her side of the story. You guys been together for a long time, but I have never been married, so I don't know what go on inside of marriage. I just know what you're telling me. So I may not be the best one for you to ask. That's something that you should ask one of your uncles or your dad or maybe even your pastor. You know what I mean? But for me, that's not something that I could answer because I don't want to give you the wrong advice because you with this woman and y'all got kids together, and more importantly, y'all need to figure it out and get along together so the kids can have a healthy upbringing. That's what I would say.
Have you ever went around someone and they gave you a stank face without even saying words?
Sure.
Okay. So this is my thing, right? This is my thing. If I'm the type of person that go to my homeboy, or if I'm a woman, go to my homegirl, and I'm saying nothing but bad things to that person gonna eventually say, "Nigga, you need to leave them. You don't need to be with them. You need to leave them." And then when they get around, when they get around, they give you the stank face because of what they heard from who you're dating. They haven't heard nothing positive from you. So if that friend is not hearing nothing positive and you only going to them with negativity, eventually that friend is going to tell you to leave that person. They're not coming to be like, hey man, the pros and cons is more pros than it is cons. You follow what I'm saying? They do this and do this, but then bam, it's only one bad thing. Now then I can understand like and you're a bad friend. Like this person, like this person go to work. You know this person take care of his kids. But why you feel like this person should leave that person? Why? Then that's a question. But most of these people really go to their friends and speak bad on they on they whoever they dating. I've seen that a couple of times. I'm just sitting back listening, like, dang, like, and then they both come out and everything is good, but it's not good because they don't want the person that they've been telling to spill the beans. So now they walking on eggshells.
So then when you go to an uncle or older cousin, right? And they ask this question. She was good enough for you to have kids with, but you call out her name. You're speaking bad on her. You're making the family trying to turn all the way against her. And we don't know internally what y'all been going through. We just know your side. And then that person, you're my bloodline, not hers. Why are you taking her side? Nobody's taking nobody's side. They just telling you from an intellectual standpoint of view that why would you talk so bad about a person? She wasn't that bad when you laid down with her and had kids with her. So, hey, man, so.
That go two sides. That can go two ways. Yeah, and this is coming from me, right? Not
Mm-hmm.
me. Like I witnessed it. I haven't been, what I'm saying, involved. I witnessed it, right? So it's two ways. You can date somebody. That's the reason why that first date is very important. And we about to get ready. I got 7 minutes in a sense. So I'll make this quick. We the first date is very, very serious. The first date, very serious. That's when you ask all the questions you need. But we missed that because we're looking at that big booty. We're looking at them breasts. We're looking at them nice lips, that cute thigh over there. You know what I'm saying? The pretty toes. You know what I'm saying? That hair laying down. So we're looking at all that, but we miss what we need to be asking. So we done laid down, everything is good. You know what I'm saying? We done spent money on the date. They got rose pebbles, and we went back and I threw it down. Boom, boom. Next week, her true colors came out. Everything that you should have asked is showing now. But dang, the mug got pregnant. You probably done moved in with her, didn't know nothing about her or him. I'm sorry, ladies, that I'm saying her a lot, but her and him, it goes both ways. But what I'm saying is, if you're not asking these questions from jump and you're not giving it time, you know what I'm saying? You done one hit quitters. Well, one hitters in a sense. Then you bound to be in a failure situation.
Well, what about this? And I understand your point. You make a very, very valid and a unique point. And that's right. Because men, their eyes be all over the place. They have wandering eyes. And with the internal battles of a man, well, I should ask her this, but I don't want to, seem like I'm giving her the third degree or seem like I'm a detective. But these are the questions you should ask, like you said. But you're on the second, third date. Your family has a barbecue cookout, and your auntie pulled you to the side,
Mm-hmm.
and she said, "Baby boy, her vibe is horrible. Her energy is really, really bad." And you said, "Auntie, she ain't
You need to
even."
check into that.
And,
You need to check into that.
and she said she ain't even said nothing. She said, "Baby, she said, baby boy, she don't have to say anything. I've been on this earth for 55 years. I'm telling you what I know, not what I heard." And then when it happens, and you have to come back and face your auntie, you was right. She don't want to say I told you so.
Nope.
She do want to say it, but she gonna say you got to listen to people who've experienced stuff in life.
Because they
Therefore,
see it.
right, you can
They
stop
see it.
making the same mistake that we did. That's why we tell you beforehand.
Well, let me read what Nima Shining Star said. It should be a collective effort. You should never step out, but step together towards a professional and or spiritual counsel. Be open and fair, but at the end of the day, the two of you make the final call. Now, before we end, I want to respond to this, and you can too. We got 4 minutes. So professionals get paid to sit down to hear you out, and then they ask you certain questions. Then they only answer based off what you did, what you give them. 2 psychiatrists walked out on me in school because I just they didn't really know anything. They only asked me questions, then they have to answer the questions. They give me answers based on what I give them. So I didn't really like that. Or spiritual counsel. Now, spiritually, I love that because if I could sit down and you can read me, you know what I'm saying? Like you can feel me and you know exactly what I'm going through without me speaking, that is dope. Now we have a connection. You know what I'm saying? And we're able to dig deep into something that we both feel to get something out of my chest and maybe get something off your chest. Also, to be open and fair, but at the end of the day, the 2 of you make the final call. Me, I get the best advice in the streets. That's just me. I get the best advice in the streets. I could go talk to a homeless person. I could go talk to somebody that's really like they're just going through it, or they just literally just got out of prison, or they become to have the best advice because they're living it. They're living it to this day. That's just my opinion. Go ahead, sir.
And you're right, because the best sermons I ever heard came from street ministers. The street ministry is the most prolific ministry I've ever heard in my life. You know, they ain't out there for show and tell. They out there to give you a message because
Yes.
they didn't feel at their lowest point, and they know what God can do for a person who's facing darkness and might not be here tomorrow. And back to Miss Nina, that's fine and good, but you got to ask yourself on the statement that you made, how many men and women that you know are exactly like what you're saying? You know, a collective
Yeah.
effort. You know, a collective effort. We should go towards a professional or a spiritual counselor. But when you tell people that y'all need to go to counseling, the first thing they say, me and you are not crazy. So what we need them for? It's not about you being crazy. And so from 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 a certain level, do they really understand where you're coming from when you say that we should go talk to somebody who is professional, who is spiritual, and
Right.
why they don't want to go talk to somebody? And I can tell you why. Because that person is going to read them like a comic book and pull everything out that they've been hiding for the last 20 years.
Got you. Well, I don't want to cut you off, King Jacob, man. I look like we can do another one. We can do another one. I love the topics. I appreciate you for coming on. We about to get ready to wrap up. It's about to be an hour. I like to keep it up under an hour. But please, if we want to, get together, let's do it. Let's
Yes,
do
sir.
it. Let's get it done. And I'm about to get ready to wrap up. This is your boy Lil Terry. It's your boy King Jacob, and we are out.
Peace.